Okay. Testing. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right. Well, good morning, good evening. Welcome, everybody. This is another live today. Let me first of all introduce Abbrar, all the way from the UK. Abbrar, welcome to our interview today.
Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. And for a lot of people, who just might be logging on here for the first time, I just want to say, welcome for all of those who know me. My name is Aaron Fletcher. I'm a high ticket affiliate marketer. I'm in Sydney, Australia, and I'd just like to bring people who are in our community out, highlight them, because what you're doing here, what you've achieved over a relatively short amount of time has been phenomenal. So, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
But I'll let you explain that a little bit more as we get going in. So first of all, I just want to welcome everybody here who's joining us today. If you can put a hashtag live and let me know where you're from, let me know where these broadcasts are reaching, it'd be fantastic. And as you'll see, we're doing our stream through Yardstream, or StreamYard, sorry. And if you can just allow StreamYard permission to view your name, so that if you're asked any questions or make any comments, we can see who's doing it, who's joining us. So that'll be fantastic. So, all right, welcome to. Let's get going. So first of all, welcome. And just wondering, like for us and for our viewers, if you can give me a little bit of a background story about you. And what got you started within the high ticket affiliate marketing?
So pretty much I came to UK and London. I basically came to London in 2013, and I came here to study automotive engineering. So I did my studies, I finished my studies, got married. I got a job in engineering field as well, and it was all going well until COVID hit. So during the first wave of COVID, I lost my engineering job, and I had to go back to retail. So like just to have a job, because how the whole situation was. So anyway you need money, so I had to go there. And during that time, I was working crazy hours. I was working weekends. I had no fixed days off. And by January, like, it had a massive impact on my marriage, and like my marriage ended as well. And that's pretty much what led me to actually get started working online. Now, I didn't start online trying to be a high ticket affiliate marketer. That was not my intention. Just it was something. The first thing I actually wanted to do was social media management, or pretty much anything to keep myself busy. Because I just went through a divorce, and like I just didn't want it to affect me. So I started out from someone watching YouTube channels, and I tried to be a social media manager. And while I was training for that, while I was like taking courses for that, I came across someone on TikTok talking about high ticket affiliate marketing. So I tried to get in touch with her. She didn't really help that much, sadly, but like she still referred me straight to her affiliate link. I went through that. I went through what she was promoting. And then after that, I've been trying since January. I tried like multiple things, multiple different things. I've had lots of different methods. I've tried lots of different ideas from different people until I think I hit my first payment. Like the first money I got was in beginning of May. I got 40 cents, and I was laughing like a child. I was like jumping like a child. I was like, oh, that's working. And then like after May, it just went up. Like it started going up, and then like last month, it just blew up on my face.
Wow. Well, so you mentioned there, like you weren't even looking to get into high ticket affiliate marketing. No. So you kind of fell into it.
Yep. Pretty much something like that. Yeah.
Fantastic. And so you mentioned like you were looking at a lot of different programs. So I think like that's something that a few people fall into, is the shiny object syndrome.
Yep. I did fall into lots of them.
Yeah. Right. So
yeah.
So I mean, like, what was it about this that sort of like attracted you from one program to another program to another program?
It was mainly, firstly, I had a lot of spammers. Spammers would just come, they would just send me link, they would make fake promises. I did end up spending quite a lot of money, which, like, I wouldn't say how much, but like it was quite a lot. So like people would just come and convince me to take this, to take that, to take like lots of different things, and like it didn't really help. It was just that's something which I don't do anymore. Like I literally despise at this moment, like spammers, and that's because that's what got into it. And like people would come in and they would pretend they're trying to help me, but then like within a day, all I figured out is like they wouldn't even spend about a whole hour talking to me. Like within an hour, I'm gonna be getting an affiliate link from them, which is basically which you can tell like okay, they're just trying to make money from you. And then once you actually buy something, they would ignore you. They were just like completely gone. They got your money. That's it, done. And that's kind of why, like, you know how all the funnels and everything's set up, like everything's promising things, and it never worked out that way. And that's what made me keep jumping from one thing to another, to another thing to another. But my thing was like I knew education cost money. So like I've spent thousands and thousands on my engineering degree. I know it costs money, so I had money to throw around, so I was okay with it. but
Right.
like but like I didn't expect it to be that badly. But the way I was approached, that's not something I enjoyed, and that's not something I even teach anymore.
Right.
So,
Okay.
so I basically teach the opposite of that.
Which is obviously working for you. So it's
Yeah,
um
working it's very working very well for me. I'm helping a bunch of people as well. It's working very well for them. And like my motto is just like don't send out a link until the person you're talking to asks for it.
right, right. And I think there's a great quote by Zig Ziglar, and it's about if you if you whatever you want in this world you can have if you help other people
Yep,
get
exactly.
what they want. And I think
Yep, exactly.
I think that really ties in well with you because you do that, and you perhaps you can explain a little bit more about what it is or how it is that you do that.
It's basically because through my journey, I've come across like lots of people who's been struggling, lots of people who I've spoken to, people who has tried to at some point take me somewhere else, and or just other people, some people who were just genuinely struggling, some people who I've just connected with, and like through my times, I've been taking multiple courses. I've taken lots of different courses, and I did gain some bits of knowledge. So anytime anyone came, I would be helping them out, and I would not charge anyone anything. I would not send them any links, and I would not just do anything. I would just tell them what I'm doing if they would be interested. If they're not, fair enough. But I always help them. So like to this very day, if someone sent me a message, I've always replied to them, even if it's like I said, I haven't taken a break in 7 months. Last week was my first weekend off, and anytime someone messaged day night, I would just reply. And like I literally had people telling me to go to sleep because I wasn't sleeping. I would be sleeping like 2, 3, 4 hours a day if I'm lucky. But I was always present, and that's what actually kind of converted the sales for me because I was helping people, and people can see that I was trying to help them. So I know like lots of people are trying to get like as soon as they get a lead, they want to get the sales straight away done. I would have 10 leads, but I would have out of 10 leads, I would have 8 sales. I would not have like hundreds and hundreds of leads. So the people I put into somewhere, those are the people who will buy from me.
Right, right. So as you said, like right at the beginning, you did things in an opposite way to how people were
Approaching me.
approaching you is a better way of putting it. Yeah, exactly. So you were there for people to actually
Mhm.
help them grow,
Yep.
which is fantastic. So, all
So
right.
that's something
So
that was not happening to me. So I was like, well, I'll just be someone who I wasn't there. And which kind of work, which I guess in a way, there's not a lot of people out there like that.
no, that's right. That's right. There'd be few. So I mean, like you mentioned there, like 8 months you've been doing that. I mean, working like that, the first time you've taken a break.
Yeah.
And thank you for scheduling us. That's
Yeah.
good. Uh,
Helping people. And those are people who actually kept me motivated. Those are people who kept me going. Like at even now, I got people I talk to almost every night. I got people who I'm talking to constantly throughout the day. Like just as a friend, just as someone who's gonna be there when I'm down, or just some things like that. Just to lift me up. because it doesn't always keep going. It doesn't keep going straight, and there is a point where everyone burns out. And I did have my burnout moment, and I did completely give up. I gave up for a whole week. It was right before May. I just gave up for a whole week. I didn't do anything. I just like completely stopped. I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Nothing's working. Fair enough, leave it. But then after a week, I was just like, I tried so hard. Why should I give up now? So let's just keep going, see where it goes. And like literally, right after that little break I had from thing, like the whole breakdown thing, I was still taking courses at that time, but I was just like, I was ready to give up basically. And like right that moment when I came back again, that's when everything started happening for me, and that's when I actually realized the importance of taking breaks. Like when you're working so much, you do need a break, and if you don't get that break, that's basically gonna take you off course. So like that's one of the things I really emphasize, and like I teach people at least like one day a week, take a break from everything. Just be with your family, go out for, like I like driving, go out for a drive and just do something, but something just to distract you from all of this.
Fantastic. And now you mentioned you've done a few courses. So with some background, what kind of courses was it that you got yourself involved in?
They were basically either like how to get started with affiliate marketing, and then there were some courses on TikTok, somewhere on Instagram, somewhere on Facebook ads, somewhere on YouTube, somewhere else on if it works or not, because like every approach doesn't work for everyone else.
Right. Okay. And you mentioned a few different platforms there. Did you chop and change from platforms, or did you stay mainly with one? Or
I did try multiple platforms. So some I've tried, like Pinterest didn't work out for me, which I've tried for a while. Like the first week it worked out, and then it just died off for me. Twitter didn't work out for me. So like those are things I've just stopped, and suddenly LinkedIn didn't work out. Like I know people are making hundreds and hundreds from LinkedIn, but that didn't work out for me. And what I finally figured out is that like because I'm good at talking to people, because I'm actually good at communicating, Facebook is working for me. And then I figured out a way to link my TikTok and Instagram to my Facebook. So and I completely stopped using a sales funnel. I completely stopped using email lists, and like I basically linked everything to my Facebook, and that's where all the magic happens now.
Wow. So that is fantastic. So you can certainly teach people a lot of different things, which is awesome.
Yeah, just learn and think, sharing knowledge.
And those are things that you just like learned and developed along the way, or was it something that was taught to you?
No, it wasn't taught. These are things like I have, like some of them did show the basics. Like if you go on TikTok, someone did teach me like you need to get 1,000 followers to get a link and blah blah blah. And like someone did teach me how to build a funnel. Someone taught me how to build email lists and all that. But like getting my TikTok and Instagram connected to my Facebook was something no one taught me. It was just something I was just like, I'm doing good in Facebook, and I've got 12,000 people on my TikTok. I've got like 5,000 on my Instagram. So how do I get them to connect to me? I'm not very good copywriter. Like I'm not very good at copywriting, and I'm not good at making funnels. Like I'm kind of good, but like I wouldn't be like a professional one where people would come and convert. So, and people might not even listen to me. Like if I make a 2-minute, 3-minute video, they might not listen to me. So what is that one thing that I can do that actually lets me help people? And that's what basically made me go into that and see what works and what not. So I used to work in research and development in my engineering job. So I did a lot of analysis. I need to do lots of market research and all that. So that was part of something I've done in my life, and like this is something I just put into this.
Wow, fantastic. So there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that people don't always see.
Yeah, it's not I know like some people think like, oh, he just like made a bunch of money, it's overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. Like it may happen overnight if you got the right training, if you start off the right way. But in this field, you do get a lot of people trying to take you multiple directions just to make money from you. And it does get you distracted. It gets you demotivated. I've had people who spend a bunch of money and just literally gave up and just stopped. Just they didn't want to continue because like they didn't see anything happening from this, and that does happen quite often.
Yeah. So I mean, like, what advice, I mean, like for people who are looking at being able to get started,
Mhm.
because I mean, yes, look, there are people who are succeeding in this. So, I
Yeah.
mean, what's the best way for people, as far as like beginners going, or even people who are struggling in this, to actually, be able to, make this work?
The best way for people would be firstly to hear, like, I know there's like not just this interview, but there are lots of interviews of people who are succeeding, who's done interviews. Which one of the courses I took, they used to do this on a weekly basis, and I spend a lot of my time watching those interviews. It's about half an hour to 1 hour interviews, so those little interviews can literally on itself be a very important factor. And like, and if they want to go a bit higher, which a lot of people do, is they message me and they talk to me, and I just talk to them. I explain to them everything. I explain what I do. I explain what works for me, what doesn't work for me. And I don't send a link out. Like I said, I don't send a link out unless I'm specifically asked for it. I never send a link out, just because, like, just to like just to show people that I'm not here to make money from you. I'm here to help you. And there
Right,
might be things, like, I've had occasions where people came and wanted something from me and I didn't have that, but I know someone who had that. And like, if someone, like, I had someone recently who come into me, they wanted to do a course on Facebook ads. Now, I did the course on Facebook ads, but I was never an affiliate for them. So I knew someone who was doing it, and I basically referred them to that other person. And when that happened, that person knows that you're not trying to make money from them. You're trying to just help them out, so you're just sending them to other people. And like, I've even had other people, someone come in, they're already in the program that I am promoting, but even if they upgrade, they know that I wouldn't get any money, and I still help them throughout. And I have so many people like that, just I'm helping throughout, even though I am making like absolutely no money from them. And that's
right.
basically what builds, that's firstly, that's what builds the trust factor. And secondly, that's what's getting my name out. So people are actually telling their friends about me, and their friends are coming and reaching out to me. So
Right.
they can just go out and be like, okay, I spoke to this guy, I trust him, he never tried to make any money from me. If you're trying to get started, go speak to him. And that actually happened to me like about an hour ago.
Okay, so I mean, like, yeah, so it's the art of giving, and whatever you give, you're going to get back
Yeah.
tenfold. So
Yep.
fantastic, fantastic. And what about like mentoring? I mean, you said you bought courses in the
Yeah.
past? I mean, like, is this mentoring? Is it just like a course on how to do something? I mean, I guess for people who are looking at being able to get started in this, what would you recommend?
I mean, I would say go for the lower course. What I would honestly advise people is to buy a few low cost courses or free courses, or go through some of them. And when you have like 3 or 4 lined up on different things, what people are doing different things, that's when you decide which way you want to go. So what I personally did was I went through every single course and like bought the straight up the big one. But if I had that option when I was beginning, I had like 4 or 5 different low end products where I know what they're gonna offer me. I can have that option. I can have that option to choose which way I'm gonna go. So if that option is given to people, then they have their own willingness to decide like which path they want to take. Because some people, they might be they might be really good at video editing. They might go to the YouTube ads course, it's YouTube ads way, or YouTube way. They might not be into Facebook organic, or some people might not be into Facebook or YouTube. They might want to do Instagram. So it just depends from people to people. And like, if they have all the options at once, and then they can decide. I think in total, to get all of this done, it's not even going to cost people $50, and
Right.
it's $50 for them to decide. And if they still don't want to do that, they can always take the free route. The only problem with the free route is it takes time. It takes a long time. And the
Yes.
whole reason of paying for a mentor or courses is basically to fast track that education. So like I said earlier, like, I had no problem investing money because I spent about 40 grand on my engineering degree, which
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I could find it online. I could find YouTube videos or whatnot just to train myself. But that's 4 years worth of money, 4 years of like money I've spent on it, which would have taken me a whole lifetime to learn.
Exactly, right. And you've got to
And
look at
that's,
things in perspectively.
yep, and
What it
that's one
is.
thing people actually like they do get disheartened. They do like I know I've heard people call scammers and stuff, but then they don't understand like it's education. Education does cost money. So whether it's with a mentor, whether it's with a tutor, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have taken tutoring when they were in school or college, in university. They've paid for tutors, they've had personal tutors, they paid for education. This is education. So I never saw it on a different light.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. And that's the way you do have to look at it. You are educating yourself. You're giving yourself a skill
Yep.
to what you did have previously, so that you can learn how to do this, to develop, like what you've done, your own spin on how it is that you create your business. So it is, and nobody can take that away from you.
No, it's investing in yourself. You just self-invest and you just grow from there. And it depends how much you want to invest. But like I wouldn't say the more you invest, it's just like where you invest it. Like for me, if I'm interested in automotive engineering and I go and invest in biomedical science or something, that doesn't correlate.
Yes.
So it's just having that option first. It's just having that option of knowing where to invest.
Well, that's it. And that's where really you've got to look at yourself and think, well, what is it that you want to learn? What is it that you want to do and develop?
Exactly.
And then focus on that.
Exactly. So you just grow from there. You just take it. You decide for yourself. You just the thing is, like, I've never pushed people as well. So like even if I've sent like someone wanted a course from me or something, I never pushed them. I always gave them the time and basically the ability to decide themselves. So the more then I've seen that like people once they send someone a link, happened to me as well. They would keep pushing me. They would keep pushing me like, oh, you should get this, you should get that. I've never said that to anybody. Like I've never told anyone go and get that. So what happens in the end is I still follow up with them. So I still, even if I have a hot lead, I would still follow up with them. I would actually check up on them on their life. I wouldn't check up on them on if they're buying the course or if they're buying the product that I'm promoting or if they're buying the software I'm promoting. Like, because I promote a bunch of different things, I would never go and ask them like, oh, are you buying it? That's something I never asked. And that's what made a difference for me.
Right. So you focus really on building that relationship with people.
Yep, exactly. Completely on that.
Okay. So, I mean, and you mentioned before, a lot of people do look for that instant gratification.
Yeah.
To be able to sell their product, and then you never see them or hear from them again. And I'm sure there's many people who can attest to that happening. Yep. But yeah, things do need to change. We are there to help people first and foremost, and like you said, recommend people, because as you say, not everything's going to fit everybody. Nope. And they may be looking for totally different things.
Yep, exactly. So there can be different things. It doesn't mean someone you're helping doesn't mean they're going to be a customer. So you can either be a customer or there can be a connection for life. It's one or the other. It doesn't end. Or on some occasions you do get like people, like very random people who try to spam you. They would try to demote you. They would try to talk shit about someone else, which is like the worst way to actually go about it.
Exactly. Too good. Well, look, I just want to recognize a few people that have jumped on. Amanda, welcome. Bilal and Reza, welcome. If you can put like hashtag live, if you're getting something out of this, give us a bit of love, show your appreciation. Just hit that heart button. We do appreciate you being here. So I guess like moving forward from here, what's in store for you? What do you plan for yourself?
Well, personally at the moment I'm helping a bunch of people myself. I got my own little group where I'm training people how I do things, what I do, and just basically helping them get to where I am in a sense. And like it's been working out. I'm not charging anyone anything. I'm not charging because I'm not trying to make money off of people. So these are people I've already spoken to. These are people I'm trying to help, people who's either not had some kind of success or just people who wants help basically. So I'm trying to help them out to grow. And from the feedback I'm getting, I'm actually at the point where people are telling me, you need to make a course. You need to make a course and teach what you're teaching, because all this information that you're giving for free, it's way too valuable. Right. So that's in the plans. That's not something I've actually highly considered, but that's in the plans because this whole thing for me happened in such a short time. I never planned for this. I never planned for it to go any higher. I was planning, all I wanted was maybe a couple hundred or maybe 1,000 extra a month. I didn't expect it to go as high as it's gone. I didn't expect myself to be like everywhere, and just I didn't expect me to be helping so many people getting their first sales. I didn't expect to help people get their first 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 bucks. And it's just going there, and everyone's just telling me you need to make money from this. Like this, I don't know if you watch Batman, The Dark Knight. This Joker's quote: "If you're good at something, never do it for free." So that's pretty much where I'm at the moment.
No, that's a good catchphrase to have there, right?
Yeah.
So I think now's a good time to give you a bit of recognition, because recently you had a very high moment that you were able to celebrate. Do you want to talk about that?
Yep. So in July, in the beginning of July, on the beginning of July, I basically started focusing on Facebook organic, and that's when I changed all my links. So I got rid of all my funnels, I got rid of all my email lists, and I started getting people into my Facebook, and I started talking to people. And like I said, my whole journey from January to May, I made 40 cents. May and June, I made $1,000 each month, and in July, I made 15,000. So it was a massive jump for me, and it's still going. It's still going down.
So you in 5 months you made 40 cents.
Yeah.
Then the next 2 months, $1,000 per month.
Yep.
And then skyrocketed to 15,000.
Yep. Pretty much. Yeah. That's what happened.
That is huge. Absolutely huge. Well, congratulations to you. I mean, that is a massive, massive celebration. So, back to that, never give up. Never give up.
That's the whole reason of you should having a support bubble, whether if it's like your close friends, family, or people you've connected with. Because like my support bubble are people I've never met in my life, and these are people who are actually celebrating me, and these are people who are lifting me up. And I am a human being. I've had my down moments, and these are people who's actually lifted me up. And you do need a support bubble, and you do need a break.
Yes.
And you do need to sleep.
Absolutely. Now, I saw an interview the other day with you, and I think that was one of the key things that you said, that you were living on like 3 hours sleep.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
So it's not one of these things where you can just put in, some people do, like, a small amount of time. There's a lot of work that you've got to do, in continuous work, to get things up and going.
I mean, the way I'm doing it, I'm not in front of a computer all day. So how it works is, I'm just on my phone. So, everyone's normally on their phone, whether they're at work, whether they're outside with their family, whether they're doing something, but they're still constantly on their phone. So they're either checking Facebook or TikTok or something, but like you won't see anyone not on their phone. And that's pretty much what I do. So I'm on Facebook like maybe 1 hour in a whole day on my laptop. And the rest of the day, I'm either doing something around the house, I'm either going out, I am still out, I'm still living my life while I'm actually working at the same time. And my work is basically keep picking up my phone and just replying to people on Facebook. That's pretty much it. That's all I do. So I don't spend, so you know how people say like you need to spend so much hours, blah, blah, blah. I don't have a fixed hour. So I can literally keep my phone away, go for dinner, come back and continue. And like last week, the week I actually took a break was the week I didn't open Facebook at all. I didn't open Instagram. I didn't open TikTok. That was my break. I just completely stopped everything for a week.
Wow. So you would have come back to about 10,000 messages.
Yeah, I did. A lot of messages.
Well, look, that is absolutely awesome. And from that, I mean, it's sort of like you are living your life, and
I am living my life at the same time. Yes.
Yeah, and you're not letting that side of it take over.
No, it's not. Like people are asking me, when people ask me how many hours are you putting into it, I don't have a fixed 2 hour, 3 hour that I'm putting into it. So if you do want to count the hours, it's just the 1 hour when I'm on my laptop that I'm actually working. And the rest of the time, it's just like texting a friend. You're just texting someone. That's it.
Ooh.
So I can take a break, and it doesn't need to be instant. Look, most of my sales, they don't happen instantly. They can happen like a week from when I start talking to people. And during this week, I'm building a relationship with them. I'm building a trust with them. And it can just vary on from that. It can just carry on from that. It doesn't have to be an instant sale. So I've never had instant sales except the people who's tried to spam me. So I've had people try to spam me, and then I ended up selling them something. But it happened in a different way as well, because when they spam me, the first question I ask them is, "Are you actually getting sales?" And like most of them do lie, but then if you actually talk to them a little bit, they will actually confess to you like, "Yeah, they're not getting sales." So I give them a tip. I show them where they're going wrong, why they're not getting sales, and what they could do to get the sales. And from there, they build a kind of respect for me, because I haven't put them down. I didn't insult them. I just showed them what they were doing wrong, and they ended up being either my students or being my customers or being a friend. And
Fantastic.
And it did happen a lot. It happened recently as well to me. And like, it's someone who did buy something from me, and I ended up making about 1,000 from that person. And like, I'm training that person now on how to sell as well.
Excellent. So yeah, and like, that's it. I mean, there's an old way of doing things, and which is like what you're talking about. But yeah, you've totally taken the opposite route, and you're there to help people, recommend things to them.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're like totally detaching yourself from a sale, but there to help the people.
Yep. So we just showing them the way, pretty much. Like, no, I didn't have a lot of people showing me the way. I did have one or two people, but maybe I've had 1,000 people message me, and one or two out of this 1,000 people that actually helped me. And that's pretty much how it was. And I wanted to be like this one or two people who's helped me.
Excellent. And well, it's certainly working for you in that respect as well. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, look, I really want to thank you for giving the time. And look, just on that note, I mean, you and I haven't known each other for a long time at all. And in fact, I reached out to you only last week after watching something, and straight away you said, yeah, you'd love to come on board. So again, this is just showing how genuine you are in what it is that you do. You're there to help people. And, thank you very, very much for giving up your time this evening, joining us and sharing your highlights with us. It's absolutely brilliant. So wish you all the very, very best.
Thank you.
And for everyone, if you're watching here with the live, again, put down #live. Let me know where you're from. If you're watching the replay, #replay. And if you've got any other questions there, put your questions down there in the comment. We'll get back to you. We'll respond to your comments. And like Abbrar said, we're there to help people grow. This is a big world. We all want to learn how to do things and do things better. So drop your questions down below, and we'll get back to you. So thanks very much. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Take care and be safe.
Bye.